Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, dear all judges and all participants. Before we start our presentation, let us introduce ourselves. So, my name is Mohammad Walied, and I am here.
Hello, my name is Athaullah Rasya.
And we are from Karisma Bangsa High School. The title of our project is Biofoam Popcorn, a project that are expected to substitute the daily use of styrofoam, which are not good environmentally. Here, we'll make the presentation into 4 parts, starting with the background, moving on to the research methods, biofoam test and the results, then last but not least is the conclusion of our project. The flood. Disasters that have occurred oftenly in Indonesia. The main cause of flooding is the blocked water flow. One example of garbage that block water flow is styrofoam. Styrofoams are hard to pass by water. That's why if styrofoam gets thrown away to the water, it will block the water flow. Then if the styrofoam gets stuck, the river or the water flow will stop and it will increase the volume of water in it. Other research has stated that during this pandemic, the product sale that happens in many e-commerce are increasing. When sales increase, the use of packaging made of styrofoam will also increase, especially those which used as a protectors of electronic goods, cosmetics, and many more. Many biofoam has been made, but focusing in food containers. That's why we are here making biofoam not only for food containers, but other purposes as well. Here are some of our purpose of this research. First is how to make biofoam, then testing it out with 4 different test methods. They are biodegradable ability, fire resistancy, water absorption, and the compressive strength of it. By doing all those purposes, we are expecting that this research will produce a scientific journal about the biofoam corn, which can later replace the function of styrofoam. Other than that, we also hope that we'll be able to develop the potential of abundant materials in Indonesia, such as corn, as a solution for styrofoam waste in the world.
And during the second point of our presentation is the research method. In the study, we use the experimental method. This research was carried out into stage. We can call it as the manufacturing stage and the testing stage.
Manufacturing stage started with the making of biofoam. Stuffs we need to make the first biofoam are regular size popcorn, 25 grams of cornstarch, 50 milliliters of water, 5 grams of glycerin, and 5 milliliters of acetic acid. Then we mixed it into 1 mold. After it all being mixed, we put it in the oven with a temperature of 120 degrees.
For the second type, we made it into 2 parts. Some material needed are popcorn and polyphenol acetate. Firstly, we grind the popcorn into 2 types, which is in the large one and the smaller one. After that, you need 5 grams of polyphenol acetate for each 50 grams of the popcorn. Mix it, then press it, let it dry. Moving on to the next point is the biofoam test and result. Here we do all of the planned tests before then see the result. Now we have the result of biofoam we have met. Biofoam number 1 result by the characteristic are no strong enough, soggy, and will shrink after we let it dry for a longer time.
And then, for biofoam number 2 results by the characteristic are, they are dry, stronger, and harder than the biofoam number 1, which is the second type because it has a dry, hard, and strong structure. Entering the first test of our project, it is the biodegradation test. The method used to test the level of biodegradation is the soil burial test by directly contacting the biofoam with the soil. After let it in the soil for 12 days, we can count it with the equation on the screen. The results of our test was pretty good, although we planned it too long for 40 days due to some problem. The biofoam ended up with no residual in the soil.
Second test is the water absorption, and the result we have is the larger biofoam has 43% water absorption, and the smaller one is 39% water absorption. But the result from the percentage of water absorption still does not meet the requirement of the water absorption standard for biofoam of 26.12%. The third one is the fire resistant test. We test it simply by burning it with fireboat biofoam and regular styrofoam to see which one lasts longer. And by our test, the biofoam lasts longer than the regular styrofoam.
And the last test we did was the compressive test. Because we don't have enough adequate tools such as compressing machine, we decided to use a simple method by putting the sample on 2 blocks as a crutch in each side, then put some weights on the middle of it. We tested both biofoam and styrofoam, and the result is biofoam can hold heavier weight than the regular styrofoam. And for the last point is the conclusion. In this research, we have succeeded in making biofoam from popcorn. The test results include the following. The first one is that biodegradation rate 100% because no biopopcorn residue was found flooded in the soil. The second one is the water absorption rate of large popcorn is 43% and the smaller one is 39%. The pressure strength level of large biofoam is 0.0137 Newton millimeter square and the level of the smaller one is 0.0119 Newton per millimeter square. The fourth one is that biofoam are less flammable than styrofoam, which burns immediately. After all the process we have done, we realized there must be still many mistakes in our research. That's why we would like to ask suggestions from our dear students. The research we are doing is not yet fully completed. The tests carried out are also very simple, using only existing tools due to access as a dorm students. Therefore, we hope that in our future research, we can carry out testing with more proper testing tools and proven level of validity and level of reliability. And here are the bibliography of our project. And I think that is all about our presentation. Thank you for all judges and participants for your attention. I beg your pardon if there is any mistakes from what I said. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.